Going. So tonight we're going to be playing the Beginner's Guide. This is not a game I know a whole lot about. This is going to be our first pack plays. This is the Let's Play series that we're going to be doing here on the channel. So going into this one blind, and I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I'm pretty excited. So we're just going to go ahead and start and get right to it and see what the Beginner's Guide has in store for us. All right. Yeah, definitely got audio turned on for this. Okay, pretty simple. We got WASD and left click. Not a lot of buttons to worry about.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
You're welcome.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable.
Okay.
And while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
That was when I was back in college.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make.
It's really cool.
So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Whoa.
It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Okay.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level.
What?
And of course, it
Were those there
destroys the
before?
illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person.
Were
It
the...
kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this?
What?
This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is.
Were the boxes
And
and
that's exactly
stuff
what
like
we're
that
going to do here.
from the beginning? Or was
So,
it only after
it's
he said
2008,
that?
Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any.
Can we get up on
He
these
doesn't put
crates?
them onto the internet. He just
No.
makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse.
Wonder if we can go
At
through
one
that
point,
door.
he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one
No.
after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made. Until suddenly one day,
Maybe
he
they're
just
not
stopped.
changing.
In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
Oh.
And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
I wonder if that's a real email
Okay,
address.
that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
Okay.
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Man. That was a really weird level. I've never played Counter-Strike, but getting some Portal vibes from this one. I've never played Counter-Strike, but that seemed like it was a really strange level. Whisper. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright, so the Whisper machine
This
is
game is
active.
called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay. Some rocks. Can't go through that way. We can shoot. There's no reload or anything like that. Okay. No. Okay, we can crouch. There's more to the controls that. Okay.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Oh.
But ultimately,
No.
we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Yeah, when it said hostile aliens, I definitely thought I was going to have to
I
shoot
love how you
something.
can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh, I never would have looked down there. That's a really cool box, I guess, must be what it is. It's hard. Yeah, I think you can see the seams up there. It must be a cube that this level is in. I never would have thought. I wonder why the bottom isn't rendered. The top is rendered, and it's not like it's that hard to see. It's interesting. Well, all right. I'm gonna take the
Apparently,
narrator's.
the space station has a labyrinth on it.
Does.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
I wonder if the narrator is reliable. Hey! Nice to meet you, dude. Yeah, I've never played this game before, so I'm really glad that you're joining in to watch it with me.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The whisper machine, and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Oh, man.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all.
Okay.
That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Whoa.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives.
Oh, cool.
Could you give yourself?
Hey, thanks for popping into the stream. Are you able to hear me okay? Hey, it's awesome. Alright, I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna pop in.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was
horizontal
developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh. Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I should have done this before. Let me see. Okay. I think we're good. So when you... Oh, okay. We're going up. Oh, there's no roof on it.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games.
It felt like
in all sorts of directions.
Such a bigger level when I was going
Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Wow. Yeah, this is... Oh, this reminds me of the old Windows, like, screensaver maze. Past was behind her. But I can't walk that direction. Oh, wait.
Yep.
Oh, I can only walk backwards.
Only walk backwards.
Okay. I feel like something's gonna jump out at me, but I don't think that's actually what's gonna happen. But the future.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative.
Okay.
It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Changing. Oh. Okay. Why does the future keep changing? So we go this way. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Yeah. That's good. I'm a real scaredy cat. The future is always behind her. Yeah, I guess. Man, how did she find the strength? This is a powerful metaphor to confront it. Oh.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants
Man.
to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick.
That's pretty
Okay,
profound.
next one.
Okay, seemed like I'm in a little patch of land this time. Okay, I've got a limited sight radius, but I'm on a road. We're now entering... What are we entering? Oh!
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
So now we're in December of 2008.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Okay, this kind of looks like... Kind of reminds
I
me of
wish I'd known
Mirror's
him at the time
Edge.
that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it.
Yeah.
It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
I've never... I'm getting slower as I go up these stairs. I've never played the Stanley
Once you've
Parable.
been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens.
Yeah, I heard the door
So
open.
why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Should I hit enter? Part of me wants to see if I can make it up the stairs as the developer intended, right? Like Coda would have wanted me to do. He didn't put this in, right? I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do it slow. I want to look behind me, but I'm afraid that I'll slide back down or something. I don't know. That's hey, welcome, Josh. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel infinite. Like it looks like I'm getting closer. I'm just going really slowly. Yeah, welcome to the chat. Glad to have you guys with me tonight. Yeah, we're definitely making progress. I'm gonna do what the developer intended. The in-game developer. Yeah. Josh, I think you would have liked there was a level on a spaceship, and it reminded me very much of how it was designed like a first-person shooter. It reminded me how when you watch speedruns, a lot of first-person shooters actually become really crazy platformers where you get up on top of the level and jump around, and that's how you get through the game when you're trying to do a speedrun. So we're almost there. I really liked the last one where you could only walk backwards. That's got me thinking a lot. Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm really stoked to see what happens when we get up there. Also, I really appreciate, normally when I do these, I like to be very spoiler-free, but the thing that you said that's made me so much more comfortable in this is that there are no jump scares coming up, because I would totally freak out. This is exactly a kind of time where I would expect some kind of monster or somebody to be immediately behind this door. So that helps me enjoy this tremendously. We're going up the really slow stairs. I'm staying slow even as I get to the top. Let's see what happens. Yeah. I'm really excited to be playing this. I'm like, I'm catching myself trying to like peek my head around in real life to see around this corner because I'm very committed to not hitting enter and accelerating. No, oh man, another staircase. I think I would have caved. As a pair of, oh okay. This moment until I realize you can just walk through the woods. Instructions how to play. Whoa. There's so much.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Whoa. A key in one game unlocks a door in a completely
Coda would
separate
often
game.
tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or
Wow.
distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but
Wow.
that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Yeah, I went ahead and hit enter to go through some of these more quickly. A game we have to scream into a mic every 15 seconds to keep playing. It sounds like WarioWare. Wow. Alright, ready, set, fish! Oh, there's no water in here. Okay. Man.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Alright. So I hit a button, hit E, because I guess I've been playing video games for so long that that's just what I do. Okay, there's some kind of black fog. It seems that this room is pretty small. So I walk to each end. Let's see if can I hit the switch again? That closes that door. Can't get back up. Okay, so let's see what I can interact with. Yeah, I guess you're right, man. I guess it is just Source Engine. Okay. And crouch into the fog. I can jump a little bit. Huh. It feels so minimalist that I feel silly for not getting it right away. Maybe maybe I should close myself in. Hey!
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're
That
going to
was
see it a lot.
that was pretty clever. Yeah, I think you're right, man. The soundtrack to this game is very atmospheric. I'm kind of fixated on these 3 dots on the wall, but I want to keep going. This ledge, I don't know, I'm reading a lot from it that I should continue. Like, this game doesn't want me to go back.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Let's see what this room looks like with no walls. What? This is huge. But I can't get to any of it
How
from
about that?
here.
There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior.
Yeah.
And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
Wow.
Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Yeah. So now we're in 2009, and we're back to this dark path. We're now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
Okay.
It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Man, you know, it really makes me wonder what, when you're creating any kind of art, what you expect from the audience. I guess in this case it's the player, right?